Hey guys! Welcome back to this awesomely so boring channel, but I decided to continue with it all the time anyway. So basically, today I'm going to talk about finding yourself. Basically how people find who they are over time and how it takes. So I'm going to tell you a little story. So when I was younger, my mother always told me that as I grow up I will realize many things about myself who will make me the person I was destined to be. I didn't believe her at first, but as I started to grow, I began to notice things both shocking and then some not so shocking. When I was really young, about 1 to about 4 years old, my family attended church because of my dad. He was Catholic. Once my parents divorced, that all changed due to my father being Catholic and my mother being Protestant. The only reason I was attending church was because of my father, like I said. But anyway, after that I realized that there may not be an actual God. So as years went on, I started to do research and started realizing that some things really didn't add up. So after all that was said and done, I felt like I was a non-believer, as some people call it, or an atheist, if you want to get a technical term. I stuck with that belief for most of my life, but I will continue on with that when we get farther down in this entry. Another thing I realized about myself as I grew up was my attraction to women. I was roughly 15 when I realized this, and I was scared because I knew the entire time. It's just, the family, right? And I was scared because I was unsure if maybe there was a phase, it was a phase, or how my mother would react, or so forth. Once I realized that I was for sure homosexual, I just knew I had to tell my best friend Jim. So he was the only one that knew for about 3 years, or so I thought. Apparently a lot of my schoolmates knew due to my in-public relationship with my very first girlfriend, Cassandra. So after that everyone knew, except my mother and the rest of my family, of course. For the longest time I pretended to be straight and like boys, and I had 2 6-month-long relationships with 2 different boys, obviously, just because I was so afraid of what my mother might think. I never even kissed them or held their hand or even anything, or even engaged in the intimate. I just couldn't. We were basically just friends with the title of dating. So in my 3rd year of college, so I was about 20 years old by then, I started dating this chick named Madison. My mom started to believe that I was just bisexual. Man, could she ever be more wrong. It wasn't until I started dating my ex-girlfriend, Melissa, that I finally came out to my mother and siblings. Believe it or not, she was very accepting of it, which was such a relief. And now I'm currently with my girlfriend of 6 months, and Mandy. And it's not weird to my mother at all, or anything for that matter, except my father, who doesn't accept it. But his opinion and acceptance really doesn't matter to me. That's another story that will be for a later date. Now back to the religion part of my life. I am now 23 years old, and just recently found out about the spiritual religion of Wicca, or Wiccan. After much research, I've come to terms that I'm not atheist, but I am 100% Wiccan. Now for those who don't know anything about the Wiccans, here's a little lesson. We believe in karma and the consequences that follow. We do not self-harm, harm others, or do harm to nature. We are influenced by the natural elements such as air and water, fire, earth, the sun, and the moon. We do not believe in a god, but instead in Mother Goddess, or as you may know her as, Mother Nature. We accept everyone for who they are, no matter religion, gender, sexuality. It's basically to each their own. We practice rituals and ceremonies for many occasions. We do cast spells and chants and blessings and prayers. So basically I'm a witch in the making. If this was back in the Middle Ages, I'd be burned at the stake. But today, there are millions of practicing Wiccans, both male and female. They are actually considered a real religion, and an accepted one at that. So since the day of birth, like my day of birth, I've been learning more and more about myself each day. finding my way through life, finding myself, and to think I still have much life ahead of me. The wonders of the future really intrigue me. I hope you all find yourselves one day, but don't ever rush it. Finding yourself takes time and patience. So as I have to say to you all, good luck to all of you as you find your own paths and travel your own journeys. Blessed be, and stay nerdy, my friends.